Butter my bread and call it toast. The state football tournaments are here. A trio of MIL champions have been crowned. The cross country and volleyball events are in the books as the calendar turns to November. I'm Rob Colias, he's Jordan Helly, and Jordan on Friday night, Baldwin 56, Maui High, the Bears leave no doubt. It was an avalanche from the opening gun, and now Baldwin draws Waianae in the state tournament. That was a badly kept secret for a week or so. But what do you think about how the Bears are playing right now?
Yeah, I mean, they've been on a roll. We've seen the offense kind of shine. The defense has been terrific. 2 defensive touchdowns, nearly a third. And for this Bears team, I think a favorable draw in the sense that historically the MIL has done well against OIA teams that run heavy.
Yeah.
Waianae is as balanced as they have been in a long time, but they still are predicated on the run. So I think a good matchup for the Bears, a pretty even matchup. Waianae is a solid team. Got to see them in person a few times this year. But I think the way that Baldwin is playing on offense, that'll be a really good quarterfinal matchup for the Bears and the Sea Riders. I think both of them can kind of go into that one with a lot of optimism of getting into the semifinals.
Yeah, 6 wins in a row for Baldwin, and they've looked really good behind Chase Akaka and company on offense. You cannot forget the remarkable seasons for Sewanee Vauhea and his offensive line at Maui High. He runs for 966 yards. He's back there. He catches 114 yards in receiving. Did that all in the second round. He was 2 for 2 passing for 94 yards and a long touchdown. Had a couple other completions called back by penalty, and if not for a forfeit win and sitting out a quarter, there's no doubt that we would be talking about the first 1,000-yard rusher in the MIL since 2006, and nobody's done that in fewer than 10 games. And Jordan, we were talking a little bit about the passing numbers, really since your junior year at Baldwin when you set records there for touchdown passes. Nobody has been better than Chase Akaka. 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,640 yards, and maybe the most impressive number, 62.3% or 63.2%, completion rate.
Yeah, I think the 2 numbers that stand out are his completion percentage and the touchdown to interception ratio. The 20 touchdown passes, he only threw 3 picks the entire year, which is amazing for a sophomore. In a season where the ML got up to 9 games, after 2006, the league went to a 7-game league schedule, which was far too little. Which was far too little. They're back up to 8, which I think is a much better number just in terms of a preparation standpoint. But what Chase Akaka has been able to do, what Sewanee Vauhea has been able to do just from a production standpoint, I mean, you can see it in the team success. So for those 2 guys to have the kind of seasons that they have had, definitely year to remember as kind of the marquee guys in a league that was as competitive as ever.
Let's put Sewanee Vauhea's 966 yards rushing in perspective. He had more than the team totals of Kamehameha Maui and King Keikaulike combined. That's something else. But 42 receptions for 473 yards and 8 touchdowns. Kamehameha Maui, those numbers all belong to Micah Ike English, I should say. The first player since Roe Wilson at Baldwin in 2009 to lead the league in all of those. Baldwin and Kamehameha combined for 10 of the top 11 pass catchers in the league, and it was something else. And I'll tell you what, Baldwin, Kamaki Guvea, La'akea Ho'ohanohano Davis, Kali'i Kayama, and Teja Kaka, those guys go 1 through 4 in scoring.
Yeah, the Baldwin offense got in the end zone more than anybody in the league, where really offense kind of came at a premium. With the way defense is playing and the way teams didn't really got rolling offensively, Baldwin was kind of the lone exception in the way they were able to put points on the board.
And Lahaina Luna's defense finished ranked number 1 in the league. They only allowed 191 yards per game. That's an incredible number to me. They overcome an 0-3 start to finish 5-4. And Jordan, you guys have tasted that defense. How much can that defense do for the Lunas as they draw Kaimuki on Saturday night at Cooley Stadium?
Yeah, I think the thing that's really characterized Lahaina Luna over the years under Coach Bobby Watson in that defense has been the fact that they make you beat them. They're not going to beat themselves, and they're going to hang back, and they're going to force you into things that you're uncomfortable in doing and take away kind of what you do best. And I think that they'll be able to do that against Kaimuki, a team that loves to run the football. And I think the other thing for Lahaina Luna, even though offensively, I think if you talk to Coach Tejada, they're still a work in progress. They're hard to prepare for.
Yeah.
You know, they're hard to prepare for in how unique they are in terms of running the counters and running the misdirection in the backfield, no matter who they kind of put back there, that offensive line. So they'll be hard to prepare for defensively, and then their own defense, I think, will take away what Kaimuki does and make them beat them. So I think having that game at home, I think we've seen a young Lahaina Luna team before get into the semifinals. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again.
They're trying for their 6th straight semifinal berth, by the way. Another big part of that whole attack, I believe, not only as just a ferocious defensive end, is now Filiai and his 41 yards or so punting average. That's about what he does for the season. He did that to you guys in a 14-10 nail biter the other day. I think that was key. I think it can be key going forward. And Jordan, there might not be any more special story football-wise in Maui County than Molokai.
Yeah, first MIL 8-man championship, first MIL football championship for the Farmers. They were terrific, just dominated the entire season. They were raring to go. They had like a month off due to forfeits and buys and things like that. It was kind of crazy. And it was just a shame we didn't get to see them on the field more, to be quite honest. But John Michael Mokiao Duvashel at quarterback, and a Victorino running the football. Kuimoku Han, guys like that. Kaimana Kahale doing a little bit of everything. I mean, this team was loaded from top to bottom. And what Coach Mike Kahale did with that group, kind of just building them up to this year, really is terrific for that team, terrific for that community, and terrific for football, really, in the league.
No doubt about it. Very special story. Alden Abafo and John Michael Mokiao Duvashel return next year to kind of lead that offense one more time. And Jordan Cross Country State at Seabury Hall. And I'll tell you what, man, an impressive showing. Seabury girls not only win the D2 title for the 4th year in a row. They won every single one of those. They were 2nd overall to Punahou. That's something else, man.
Yeah, it really is. They could have walked away with the runner-up trophy in Division One. Yeah. Kind of crazy to think about Ava Shipman 4th overall. Yeah, it really. The Maui High girls, all 7 runners, performing well, top public school showing in the girls' side. But what Seabury Hall's been able to do, just the running dominance, right? We're going to see a lot of that in the spring when they get on the track.
All 7 of their girls return. That for Seabury Hall, that's something else. Eden McKinnon of King Kekolike overcoming epilepsy this year. He works out only 2 or 3 times a week because of the medication that he has to deal with. He's only a sophomore. He won the MIL impressively, and he was 6th in state. I believe that's the top placing sophomore. Maui High boys finished 7th. Volleyball, a little bit of a disappointment, but a really, really tough draw for all 4 MIL teams.
Yeah, without a doubt. Kamehameha Maui, Kinke Kalika ended up working their way through the consolation bracket. Seabury Hall in Division II, losing 5 sets, 16-14, I believe it was, in the 5th set to Hawaii Baptist, who went on to sweep the championship match. So you easily could say that semifinal was really the championship match. They ended up finishing 4th, losing to Farrington in the 3rd place match. Played a little bit of everybody in that match. But for Seabury Hall, you know, a couple of bounces here or there, and they could have easily been coming home with that COA trophy.
No doubt about it. They lost 7 seniors last year. They lose 8 seniors this year. But I'll tell you that maybe the best coach of any sport outside of the water, where Paul Luuvai does his thing, maybe Scotty Zuko at Seabury Hall for girls volleyball. And that's our report for this week. We'll talk to you next week all about state football, and send us your bobbleheads.